Hello, farmers. Welcome back to another episode of Oakfield Farm with Seasons Mod. I am sitting out here and I have to do some things in real life. I'm not sure when I'm going to record another episode. And rather than forgetting to tell you guys what happened, I thought let's just do a quick segment to begin this episode. If I come over, not to F1, but to the escape key, and we take a look, what I've just done is I've sprayed the grass fields. So we now have fertilizer on both of those. As far as their growth is concerned, they are just, they get knocked back to that third green stage, I guess. This is initial, second, third, in any event. Our other crops haven't grown. We're a day ahead of the last episode, so I just fast forwarded. Actually, I forget what I did. It's only a day or two ahead. If we take a look at our seasons mod, I think we were at day 1 of summer, so I guess we're 2 days ahead. We're on day 3 here, and we've just sprayed these grass fields. We're still about 4 days off from being able to harvest, which is good, because I think with whatever the bounds of the rules are, we're going to have 2 more growth stages. If we come back to the escape, that I think will, I don't know, is this one this... I don't know. It's so hard to tell the green sometimes. I think that might just still be in the first stage. But it's all fertilized, ready to go. Might be the third stage. I don't know. Whatever. Second, third stage. In any event, what we'll do is we'll come out here in the next few days. Once this growth spurt, probably tomorrow in the game. And I'll weed these fields. But all of that is not the full reason that I came back in. Let's fire this guy up and fold this massive thing up. Can we turn it on yet? Yeah, the sound, I must try some little experiments. Hopefully it sounds pretty good. I think it will. I don't think the sound will affect in the recording as far as here in the tractor. Basically, I'm just trying something out. So it's going through my speakers, but I have the speakers turned off so it doesn't reflect in the microphone. So I can't hear it in my headset like I normally do. Alright, so let's, I probably could have gone the other way. Let's zoom in so I don't crash into trees. Zoom is on the D-pad, and sometimes I do that. Alright, here we go. Alright, so we're heading back over to our Bale storage, the Field 50 construction site. And I want to show you what happened with the little grass experiment that we started in last episode. What I did do between episodes was I went up to Field 10 and I cut the grass, and I actually just baled the grass. Patiently wait, I can show you. If you remember, we also left the grass bale out in the yard, so to speak. So I could have dropped this thing off, but I'll do that once I cut. Alright, so let's get out here. So this is what's happened after some days. If we get this whoopster thing we bought last episode out, and we come over here, there's a grass bale. Now notice it says 4,000 on that one. Let's try it again. Yeah, I don't know how we got back up to 4,000. I think, remember we did this one? It was, oh, that one is smaller. That's just weird. Huh. Anyway, we still have 23 hours to go. But look at this one. This is hay. I guess it's a little hard to tell the color, and especially with the shadows. So I must have baled a hay. Obviously, I baled a hay bale. This doesn't turn into silage, but, I never really thought about it. But if you wrap it, it seems to not deteriorate at all. I'm assuming hay would deteriorate if you left it outside. But we'll see. I might conduct a little further experiment with that by just leaving that hay bale out and just see what happens. Maybe we'll take another one out of the storage and see. So, in the meantime, we left this bale. This bale was, 39.95, and it's deteriorated down to 32. So that's 2 days, more or less, of fast forwarding. Gives you an idea how fast that bale will disappear. I guess by that math, within about 6 days. Now, I'm not sure if something happens when we cross this next growth period, so we'll see what happens there. All right, so now, if we come over to here, this is... All right, I don't think it's necessarily a cheat, is a strong word, but certainly an exploit. It does not appear that these bales have deteriorated at all. So we had 2 in there before that we had left over, I think, from that other field, and the rest we got from field 10. So, you know, I'm not sure if I'm going to continue to deal with the grass. I mean, it's good for the sheep, and you know, we can use it for the cows. So I mean, it is, you know, there you go. Again, whether you do that or not, I don't think it's realistic if you're trying to be totally realistic, because, you know, the reason you don't bale grass and you bale hay is because it's wet, you know, and these bales would get all moldy on the inside. I mean, when I worked on the farm, you know, because of the rain coming one time, we baled it a little bit faster than we probably should have, and you know, like, we had to use up that hay before the older hay because it was just turning mildewy. You know, I mean, there's certain, I forget what it is, you know, whatever disease. I mean, but you can kill your cows if you feed them that. Well, if you ate mold, you'd die too. So there we go. That's most of what I wanted to say. So I'll cut here and then go do some real life stuff, and when I come back, what we'll have is fast forwarded some more. So let's go back to the growth. Oops. Went the wrong way. Then went past it. So these fields, the grass fields, will go up another notch. So we'll be able to weed them, for as unrealistic as it kind of is, but that'll get us back up to a good fertilizer. You can see we're at the 2nd, so that'll actually get us to the 3rd fertilizer stage. And so we'll be fully fertilized. And like I said, just sprayed them. And these fields should be, you know, ready to go. I think I'll just get out there and weed these, unless something else happens with our little experiment. You know, if that bale disappears when we cross the growth stage or something, I might come back if there's enough to talk about. So there you go. So let me put a cut in here, and I will be back when, probably when we're ready to harvest. Unless something more exciting, like if a meteor hits, then, you know, I will try to get that recorded and come back. All right, guys. See you in a bit. I came down here, and we now have, if I hold this, some silage. If you remember from the last episode, we have hay in here. So I'm going to try to remember to separate out this one, but I don't even know that it matters. We'll see what happens. I bet you it becomes unwrapped when I try to put it into here. Let's get rid of that lobster thing. Just because, you know, I doubt the graphics are that sophisticated to put one, you know, wrapped bale in there. But we'll see. It's not holding hope for that. We are pretty full on hay. Not full. We're over half full, so we'll get a bunch more in there, but we'll get the silage. And in order to get the silage, I wanted to make a purchase. And I really don't want to purchase too much without you guys being available. And the thing that I would like to get is a telehandler, which I probably should have picked out before, so at least I remembered where this was. There we go. So, what do we get? You know, I have no real preference, and cheaper sounds better to me. I like this little Lieber. I guess it's like a comfortable pair of shoes. I really have never seen a great, you know, difference between using one or the other. This kind of gets big and wieldy. You know, this is little and small. Good enough for us. So let's select that. No upgrades available. Yep, that was a good chunk of change. Now we're down to 500. You know, we may have to sell some stuff to get many animals at the rate this is going, because we still don't have a harvester. Oh, and we didn't buy the front loader. Oh, the telehandler stuff. So what do we want? Really just this, definitely this wrapped bale handler. Let's go ahead and buy that. Now, do I see myself using anything else here? I mean, we're not going to really do trees. I've never really used the manure fork just because when I have a shovel, that usually does that kind of stuff. And we could get a shovel because we're going to have to clean out the animals. So let's go ahead and do that while we're up here. And I don't know if we're ever going to need forks. So we're just going to pass on that for the moment. Plus, this will be enough to bring back. We can always run back up here if we need to. So let's start this bad boy up. And come over here and get our bucket and then see if we can't pick this guy up. Yes, we can. All right, now this guy, I'm going to try to... you know what? Let's do it against the building. Hopefully he doesn't glitch into the building. See, I'm not going to be able to just pick him up. But if we jam him... By the way, you can pick up those pots. And I did. not in this play, but... There we go. That's what we wanted. Didn't even need the building. He just kind of flipped in there at that point. Alright, let me cut the video here, and I will meet you back at the farm. Alright, let's see how this goes. Nothing else, we'll just shove them over there, right? But we got our bale grabber on here. And I'd like to see, just for the challenge if nothing else, can we grab 4? Yes. All right, I am... Oh, we gotta go up a little bit more. I'm not sure if it's worth grabbing 4. If I just grab 2, it might be a lot. Oh, come on. Oh. Yeah, there we go. That counts, right? It might be an ugly basket, but it went in the hole. Alright, so let's see what happens this time when we try to get this guy. This guy has the hay bale, so we're going to try to keep an eye on. The second one from the top is the hay bale. All right, and how many do we have? I think we had. Oops, let's go up a little bit more. I think we had 65. By the way, you can eat. Oh, come on. No. Just stopped and let it do its thing. Yep, I saw one go in there. Let's just take a quick look at the number. Yeah, and you know what? I remember this one was, the spot was empty. Yep, 66. So very good. So we now know that we can wrap the bales if we ever wanted to, and wrap the hay bales and then still dump them in that thing. Not that I really want to do that as a general rule, but oops. All right, well, let me fast forward and see if we can't get all these over there. I doubt it's going to go that well, but I'll talk to you guys when I get done. All right, a little bit awkward here, huh? But we got them in there. So let's see, how many did we get total? It seems like we had one more hay bale in there. Let's hop out real quick. Yep, so we got 43 silage bales, and if you notice, we started with 65, so these grass here, it's just such a, the difference between that green and this green is pretty slim, so. And yeah, we haven't, object size 4,000. It doesn't appear that we've lost any grass, so through all that fast forwarding. Very good. All right, so let's go park this guy in the barn. Right here for now. Be a good home for him. Turn him off, jump out. All right, so one thing that did happen, if we come over here to our seasons menu, we are now in midsummer, but the grass didn't grow. So if we come back to here, which is, and we go to, so I couldn't fertilize. I said I was going to do that between episodes, and decided to come back to show you guys putting the silage away. But the grass just didn't grow. It's still at this second green. I think it's still got to get to the dark green, and then I don't know. That's right. It jumps up to the yellow, but it didn't jump up to the yellow. So whatever. These crops didn't grow, but I didn't expect them to, because I think what's happening is the seasons mod is preventing them from growing. So I'm going to, fast forward here shortly, 3 days more. We'll get out there as soon as the grass grows and fertilize that, even if the rest of the crops are ready to go. Hopefully, we'll have to see. What is the weather saying? So we're talking about, we're on day, well, what day are we on? Sorry. Okay, 1, 2, 3. So we're on the, I was going to say, I was expecting it to say like 12 or something today, because we're 14. But no, so we're on the fourth day of summer. So the 7th day of summer is the first one of the next thing, and it looks like it's going to rain that day, so I don't think we want to harvest that day, but hopefully we can harvest on day 8 and 9. So I may go out and weed the fields on day 7, and then on day 8 we can get the harvest done, I think, right? Yeah, if it's ready, it should go. Now, whether or not it goes here or here, again, I don't know. I don't know why the grass didn't grow. There's grass right here, and it certainly seems like it should have, but whatever. I mean, I did harvest it, I think, back on, well, maybe I just harvested it here, and it's skipping to the next thing. But you would think it would grow here. Even if I harvested on day 1 of summer, it would grow on day 4. I don't know. Whatever. All right. Well, I'm going to cut the video, fast forward. Like I said, I'll probably just do the grass field weeding, and then come back. See you in a bit. Back a little bit earlier than I said I would be. It is still just day 5, so we got to get to day 7 before the end of the summer, and things may grow, and I might not even be back to day 1 of autumn, depending on how everything grows. But while I was sitting there, a sale came up for something that we're going to need anyway. So considering these are 5% off, I thought, well, why don't I just get them? This is the sugar beets, but we're going to need the potatoes, and hey, 5%, a few thousand. I'm sure it's worth buying it a few days ahead, I would think. I didn't really do the math, but what the heck? Let's take advantage of the sale. So we are going to buy the chopper, cutter, and we'll come back over here and buy the harvester itself. Make sure we got a potato one. Yep. All right, there we go. So let's jump in the tractor. Oop, right there. Turn it back on. That's about it. not much of a... Let's go back here. This guy up first. But yeah, not much. I just wanted to show you where the money went. So now we're down to 400,000. So it's definitely looking like our harvester. I hope we have everything we need. I think we do. We got their telehandler. That was something I didn't really think about when I was adding up money, and now we got this. So once again, I'll go back to fast forward, and we'll drag this and park it up somewhere until we're ready to harvest. See you guys in a little while. Guys, I'm not sure what happened with my recording, but you missed me coming down here, and I was just going to fast forward it anyway, just as well. I suppose I cut it. But then I fast forwarded time since we last spoke. And if you take a look, we have... Sorry, my brain is freezing. There we go. So we are now... Everything's grown. The grass grew, so it's at the yellow stage, but we're not going to harvest it there because we will get more grass if we let it get to the orange. And then, if you look, we're ready to remove the tops off of our potatoes over here, and the other crops in field 12 and 13 ready to go. So that's going to be canola, if I remember right. Yep, and wheat. So there we go. So we got some wheat coming. We got some canola coming. And field 34 is the other one we own, and that has corn in it, but that is not quite ready yet. One more set of days. So as far as the seasons mod goes, looks like we have some... try to point. Let me hit the control button. Oh, that doesn't work. Anyway, you can see that we have sunny days for the next 3 days, including today, I believe. So then it's going to be rainy, so the corn may get affected a little bit. So we'll have to see what happens there. But then at least we don't have, hay in the field that could be affected. So as long as we can harvest, we'll get out there on Friday morning, hopefully before it rains, and get the corn harvest in. So yeah, we are now in late summer. We're on day 7 of summer, which I guess makes it, 9 days plus 7, 16 days into the game. And we're ready to harvest. So with that in mind, I think we got our potato harvester over there, but why don't we get all the purchasing out of the way and come over to harvesters. So we have 400,000. We want a little bit. I was hoping to get some animals, but I also don't want to go too cheap on this. I don't know that we need a huge, massive harvester. I mean, this guy is really, a little bit of a small tank. I'm not sure how much it matters. You go and pay 400,000 for one. Your tank isn't even twice as big. This guy's awful big to get around here. And... nothing wrong with this guy. He's a big one. So I'm thinking, for the sake of being on a European map and the sake of money, because again, we're going to have to get a header after we get this. Why don't we get this Massey Ferguson Activa 7347S? All right, so let's select this guy. No upgrades available. Bought. All right. Now let's go back, and we'll have to get some headers. And this is for the axial flow. Do we actually have a... There's a Massey header for the tractor that we have, so that's good. Sometimes you can get away with other ones, but if we tried to put a 35-foot one on there, what happens is the pipe on the side's not long enough, and that kind of gets in the way. I mean, you can usually unload it, but makes it hard to have a course play kind of thing going on. All right, so anyway, let's see here. We will select and buy that. It's only 38,000, which isn't too awful bad as I watch my money come dwindling down. And corn header. Now, do we have a... I don't remember seeing a corn header for the Massey Ferguson particularly. I'm not sure that it matters. None of these are that wide that the pipe thing I just said would be a problem. And I've never really noticed why you wouldn't. I mean, this thing's kind of massive, isn't it? Well, 12 meters is not what I would call massive. I don't know why you wouldn't buy this. You know, like I said, the pipe isn't an issue, and I've never had a tractor have a problem. And ours is red, and this one's yellow, and I don't really want to go with a smaller one than that. This is 9 meters. I guess that one's red, too. It's not a good argument, is it? Yeah, let's see about the 12-meter corn header here. We'll see if we have any problems. What is this thing? Oh, for sunflowers. Doesn't this one do sunflowers, too? Yeah, I don't know why you would get that one over this one, but all right, let's just buy it. We'll take our chances. Yeah, we want it red. All right, another thing that we're going to need. Well, let's go check it out. Some of these headers have wagons, so let's just magically teleport on up there. That was pretty convenient. First one. And this one doesn't. Some of them have wheels. I know the New Holland. I think the one New Holland's nice with the wheels on the bottom. But all right, well, there we go. There's our equipment. So we're going to need to bring another tractor up here. Oops. But we're also going to need a header trailer. Especially on this map. I mean, this one's 24. I don't see why. I mean, we could get a bigger one, but let's just try this one. All right, so let me get this equipment to where it needs to be, which is up on top of the field, up on the hill there above the farm, and we'll go pretty much right into harvesting some crops. All right, see you guys in a minute. Okay, we're up here at field 13, and if you want to take a look over in the upper right, you'll see we only have $30,000. And the reason is we didn't have a tipper. So this is a mod. I know I said I would buy everything when you guys were there. I tried to, just so you could see. I don't know, whatever. I mean, I'll cheat if I want to cheat, and I'll hide it from you if I can, but I don't really want to cheat other more than I have. In any event, these are I know these were on Farm Sim 15. They're not on there. You have this one. And the thing I like about it is they both hold 32,000. Even if you bought this one, you only get 59,000. They're flexible in the sense that they, you know, most tractors, well, not most tractors, a biggish tractor that we have can pull them. And, you know, again, for 74,000, you're in this ballpark. So I don't feel that they're cheaty. Some trailers out there are ridiculous. Though that is a lot of weight for something to pull. I just like them. I liked them back when I played Farm Sim 15, and here you go. Again, we can bust them in half, you know, and just chase with the one, or we can chase with both. A lot of times, you know, I'll set the tractor going on course play or farm worker, or harvester, sorry, and then go from there. So this is a field of canola, and so we're not going to have any windrow or anything in this field, and then we'll have windrow. Can we see it from there? Can I back up some? Up there, you kind of see the tips of the barley, and we'll have some windrow for that. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and harvest these fields. We're probably close to an episode, and yeah, I don't know. If you haven't seen me do field work before, we'll do some at some future episode. Like I said, this is probably about a good length to cut it here, and I'll get all this work done, and you know, maybe come back. We'll see how I feel, or excuse me, how it works out. We may, you know, come back, you know, as we get finished. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the episodes, and I will talk to you sometime soon. Take care. Bye.